Who even played this game? Did anyone buy this game? How did it win? So Astrobot is the greatest game this year, which I think is just honestly complete BS, right? And not because Astrobot is a bad game, but because Astrobot to me is just a pretty decent platformer game. It's not even in my top 10, honestly. I made a video earlier this year saying the chance of Wukong winning was 0% chance. Of course, the Ashes are never gonna let it win, right? And you're stupid, honestly. You're stupid if you thought that Wukong was gonna win. There was no chance in hell, right? Doesn't matter how good the game is, because of course it's all about the judges, and the judges are people that hated this game, right? They hated Chinese people, so on, etc. They hated it's made by that. They only want to put these Western games out. I asked about the Sony, but you know, asked about this weird game, right, compared to things. But I see things we're talking about. Since we're here, guys, first we're gonna go over here then, the categories, the winners slightly, and then I'm gonna talk about some of the new games, right, some of the trailers. And as a game developer myself, I said it for years that these trailers are mostly really boring. They're very few of them are interesting to me. But we talk about the few that I like, or that I hate, rather, I guess. But first of all, again, let's iterate, who takes this thing seriously, right? Like I said, a few months ago, I made a video, right, saying that Wukong is never gonna win. It doesn't matter if it's included. Stellar Blade is never gonna win, right? And this one is just terrible in so many ways, right? I mean, I don't even think the best role-playing game won, right? I mean, I like Metaphor, but it's not comparable to like Romancing or Yakuza 8 or whatever. So this is a terrible list altogether. But let's quickly go over it. And I do think it's worth talking about in the sense that it's like, but what did Astrobot do? Right? It's like a Mario platformer game. It's very similar to previous Mario games. It is a good game. I like it. It's enjoyable. But is it groundbreaking in a way? No. I mean, if you compare Astrobot, right, to, of course, a game like Baldur's Gate 3, I think it really tells the idea that this is, you know, the Game Award is complete BS, right? It's just complete BS. Because Astrobot did nothing new, really. You could argue slightly new controllers, but otherwise, it's just a good platformer game, right? Baldur's Gate 3 was like this amazing role-playing game in a Western style that we hadn't seen in like 20 years, right? It was like groundbreaking good. When Elden Ring was released before that, it was a groundbreaking good, right? It was an open world from software. It was amazing. These two games were like groundbreaking, and it was so amazing good. With Astrobot, I don't even know a single person that has even bought this game. And that's an ad pop though, how many buy it. But still, like the other two games were like, you know, like bandwagon, right? Like everyone I know at my work has bought Baldur's Gate 3. It was just a massive game that everyone bought it, right? Almost everyone bought Elden Ring, you know? Elden Ring was on TV, and Elden Ring was talking about... Who talked about Astrobot? Like, no one, right? So we all know this is bullshit, right? Wukong, of course, comparably, is this game's biggest thing, right? But I personally don't even think Wukong is better than Stellar Blade, okay? Come at me, but I think Stellar Blade is a better game than Wukong, but whatever, I digress. It's just like, Astrobot is not that game, right? Astrobot is not Baldur's Gate 3, nor is it like Elden Ring or whatever. It's just a good platform game. Again, just very, very clear here, Astrobot is a good game though, right? I think it's a really good game, but it's not anything special, right? It's not memorable. It is a game that no one will talk about it next year, right? You know what I mean? Where people still talk about Baldur's Gate 3, right? People are still saying that Baldur's Gate 3 is the best game ever, right? People are still excited to do Baldur's Gate 3 tool stuff and new subclasses and so forth, right? No one cares about this game like tomorrow, basically. That's just how it is. Let's keep going then, though, but I just want to point it out, right? And then, of course, this category is pointless. Guess game, exact same games, right? It's the exact same games, so who cares? Pointless category. Now, best narrative is basically best story, right? I think it's a weird name for a category. Say best narrative. It might just be called best story because, you know, it's more like story writing. I think that Metaphor has a good story. FF7 is kind of weird, but obviously it's mostly the same storyline with some retelling. Silent Hill 2 also remake, right? I think the storyline is really good in Yakuza though. But Metaphor has some good points, and I mean, it maybe has the best story. I probably would give it to Like a Dragon, which I think overall is the best role-playing game this year, right? Comments read later. As art director, this is where I said that I did think it should win, right? But at the same time, I also said that it doesn't deserve to win it, perhaps, because all the human monsters are based on an old painting, so it's like, it's not very creative, but it certainly has the best, most unique art style list. certainly. Here's something that I think is ridiculous. So you can barely see it here. It's on the side. There we go. Right. Here's another terrible pick. This is really stupid. So first of all, I mean, I love Final Fantasy, right? Sephiroth is my guy, right? You see how I look in reality. I look at Sephiroth. I look exactly Sephiroth, right? I love Final Fantasy. It's like my childhood best game, whatever, blah, blah, so forth, right? So I love the game. And of course the music, but obviously that Nobu Umetsu, which I've been to his concert, his autograph, and so forth. I mean, I love the guy. So I can't say that I hate FF7's music. It is fantastic. But it is a remake, right? FF7's music is really, really good. But they basically just like remixed old, music from the... I mean, so again, he's the god of... like video game music, right? But it's again, I don't think it's fair to include FF7 remake in a music category when it mostly is like 99% old tunes, right? You know what I mean? Where Stellar Blade has some really good music, but I keep saying it, right? I said it a month ago, 2 months ago. They're never gonna let Stellar Blade win anything, right? Because they hate the game, right? And also Wukong, and so, but I think that Stellar Blade should have won Best Music easily. Otherwise, Metaphor has also some really good music. Metaphor has really good tunes, certainly. But yeah, it's just like... so I'm gonna jump into Best Action Games, so I don't care about otherwise. So, I'm gonna be controversial here, guys, and say that I don't think Wukong should have won this thing. I think it's kind of funny because I don't think he should have won this category. This is the only thing that Wukong won, right? And of course, player choice. I think Stellar Blade is a much better action game. Stellar Blade to me is severely better than Wukong. And not even to me, I mean, objectively, it's a better action game. The fight system are much better combat system, better parry system. Black Myth Wukong has a really bad combat system, I think, to some extent, right? It's very shallow. The light button spam and so on, right? I think that Black Myth Wukong, perhaps, is a better game than Stellar Blade. It has a more interesting storyline presentation. It has this cool anime, in between the chapters, right? And so forth. It has cooler powers and better art, perhaps, so on, right? So I think that maybe as a game in total, Wukong is a better game. But from an action standpoint, this is a category of action, purely the action gameplay, or good combat gameplay these games then. I think Stellar Blade is a much better game. Like Stellar Blade is double, twice as good, whatever, 2 times good. Stellar Blade is severely better as an action game, purely as an action game, not as good as a full game. So I think it's kind of fun that the only category Wukong was allowed to win here, I don't think it deserved to win this category. It should be Stellar Blade. Come and hate me, but seriously, I think Stellar Blade is so clearly a better action game. And then lastly, I'm going to hear about his best roleplay game. I don't think Metaphor deserves to win that, right? I don't think for me, it wasn't even the best release that month. Romancing Saga is a much better game, much better roleplay game. It's not in the list at all, I know. This is supposed to fit its vote, right? Yakuza is a much better game, it's much longer, has mini games, better story, better characters. Like seriously, Yakuza is the best roleplay game this year easily, and it's a much better game than Metaphor. And then lastly, strategy. Using Overlord should have won over Frostpunk, but also a better roleplay game probably than Metaphor. So Metaphor wins by being Volk, right? But whatever, let's go to some trailers then. So the first game I'm looking at is Mecha Break then. Mecha Break I think is one of the few games I'm excited for this trailer, right? It's a Gundam fighting thing. Looks pretty cool actually, and of course it's not made in the West, right? Because again, every game made by the West, it's like no, not the interesting there. It really has become a thing, right? And I said it for many years as a kid, right? That basically all the games made in the East were playable and the West was like whatever. Then I don't know, and the West had a few good years, but whatever. Mecha Break. So now it's like an action game, right? You play with your Gundams, must be of, for example, Armored Core. But yeah, this game to me actually looks interesting, and the character design are actually pretty cool. What we've seen in the trailer, we don't, but yeah, it's coming out soon. One of the better games. Now let's compare it to the game that everyone hates, right? This is now the newest game from our beloved game makers, and you're playing. So this is a game I've been spoiled on, right? I haven't seen the trailer yet, guys, but this is a game I've been spoiled on because everyone's already complaining that you're playing a bald lesbian or something. So we're gonna see it soon here. Okay, I'm hoping so at least. Man, it's so long. So, what a bit. So again, this is my first impression here, right? Of Intergalactic. Okay, there's the moon, I guess, being blown up. So again, this game I've been spoiled on that, you know, you're playing like an ugly female character for that. Which I guess is like, it's a space game. Oh, they're watching old school anime. Look at that female character. Even she looks nerfed. Yeah, that's not an 80 character. Okay, immediately. Okay, this is so ridiculous. Immediately, it's like an ugly female lesbian woman shaving her head. She has to look really ugly. Has to, like, you know, ugly face characterization. Like, what is this thing? So, I mean, I've been spoiled on this character, right? I've been spoiled on Intergalactic here. I haven't seen the trailer yet, but coming in here, immediately she's shaving her hair. It is what everyone's saying, right? Why can't you make a female character attractive and badass and cool or whatever? Look, example, I don't know, Lightning, FF13. Very simple example, right? Use a hot chick with a cool sword, like Gunblade, you know? She got pink hair or whatever, but it's long and it's sexy or whatever. No, it has to be like really bald. And this is why the West keeps losing, right? This is why the American companies keep losing money, because it's like, why do you have to make it? Immediately, I'm so turned off by the character shaving her head, right? Like, the first thing I see is this character making herself look uglier. Like, why? Oh yeah, great. You shave her hair. Like her anime is like also nerfed, like I mentioned. Her body is just kind of flat. I don't really know what it is about though. Is she in space though? Or was she in space? I guess. But yeah, I can see people hate it. I mean, I understand why everyone hates it for it. It's just so ridiculous. Immediately, the cat just looks so uninteresting. Even the anime is uninteresting. She goes like so much big biceps and yeah, kind of a masculine arms now, like a masculine sheen. She's isn't flat, but she's almost flat. Yeah, she's like no generic clothes on her, and her boss is a woman too. Her matter, of course. Yeah, but yeah, she's a pilot, right? Still I have no idea what it is about still. But I think it's interesting here, and this is something I hate in these kind of trailers or whatever, sci-fi stuff. So they clearly have, you know, science flying, right? I hate this thing, honestly, in almost all of it, except like Star Wars. But you have this like, oh, it's like futuristic, it's a future Earth, right? She's flying in a spaceship. Why does she have the graphic from the 80s for? Like, what is this thing? Why is your screen here so kind of like, what, the thruster? It's like Astro graphics. Like, why would you have your map or whatever look like something from the 80s? I hate the kind of design where it's like in the far future, but somehow they also have ridiculously bad, ridiculous bad stuff. You know, her keyboard is like also badly designed. Like, why isn't it better? And it's like the UX from the 80s. You know, it doesn't make any sense, right? Like, why is it so old, dated for? Yeah. Oh, she looks so incredibly unattractive. Jesus Christ. And she goes to her, I don't know, a boss, I guess, right? Yeah, boss lady, an eye patch. Yeah, same with the Yakuza style. But God, she's so unattractive. Holy shit. Yeah, everything. Her nose is big, she got a scar on her face. Oh, she's a bounty hunter. Probably smash the guy later. Oh my god, super dramatic. What is the gameplay though? I hate it. It's like a 4-minute trailer with no gameplay. Yeah. The best thing is the moon. Seriously. Okay, this is over. Is there no gameplay this thing? I can't do this anymore. I won't bother with the shit. Here we go. Here's the gameplay. She fight. Okay, so that's just like an action. Okay. Okay, that was terrible. That's a terrible trailer. That was a genuinely really, really terrible trailer, right? Because I mean, we can talk about it. She's ugly or not. We can discuss it. Is it woke or whatever? Opposite is very woke, but we can discuss it as good or bad or whatever, right? But I think that no matter how you look at it, this is a bad trailer because this trailer is 4 minutes long. It's only the very last minute, right? The last like 10 seconds where we actually see some gameplay. Right? Up to that point, it's just like a mid-looking cutscene, right? And it's like, what is the actual gameplay? I don't understand what the game is about. I hate that. I hate that we have a new video game trailer and they won't show you any gameplay until the last 10 seconds. And then it looks like a very generic 3D action game. She's fighting some kind of robot with like a lightsaber. And maybe the gameplay is great, right? But this is the important part. What is the gameplay? Given the games they have made in the past, though, I think the gameplay in the games are terrible, right? And they've been sold on the narrative. That's why everyone hated Last of Us 2, because of course the narrative was so terrible. I have absolute zero hope for this game, 100%. Zero hope, 100% hate. No, but it's just like, man, is the main character attractive though? Yeah, and it's always why, right? She has a similar weapon to lightning, yeah, some kind of like lightsaber thing. Why can't you have just a generic hot? It's so hard for it. You know, her boss is also ugly too, yeah. Okay, anyway, next game, but yeah, the same with. So interesting in this game, right? Turok. So I grew up playing this game a lot as a kid. The previous game, 64. So you're basically an FPS game with like dinosaurs, and it was a really cool game when I was a kid. Yeah, it looks nice. Yeah. It's like space guys, aliens, sci-fi, dinosaurs, cyborg laser beams. Here we go, extra gameplay. Good. Yeah, pretty bloody. Back a bit here. This thing here I'm immediately more excited for it than that shit game Intergalactic, because like, okay, there's much more gameplay in the trailer. Not much more, but it's like twice as more, right? The gameplay here is more forthcoming. Because even though it's an FPS game, as it used to be in the past, right? It isn't actually FPS, it's third-person shooter, right? It's not FPS, it's not a first shooter. So that tells you a lot how the game probably be. Probably a mixture between, you know, shooting and melee stuff, right? But yeah, I think the trailer looks pretty interesting. This probably be a game I will buy, probably. Those games were great. As a kid, they were really good. The first two games, played a lot with my friends, 64. This might be a really good game, but I don't think it's gonna be like, you know, this won't be like the best game next year, right? But it probably will be like an entertaining game, yeah. But I don't think it's gonna be some groundbreaking, amazing games. So we got Borderlands 4. I really liked Borderlands games. Obviously, I hated everything more than straight to the gameplay, but cutscenes, jump. I want to see the actual characters. I'm just jumping over that bit. Here we go. I want to see the new heroes. Yeah, no more hero. Okay, dancing. What's the playable characters? Okay. Here we go. Man, they look so boring. Oh my god! These are the new. These are the new. Oh my god! They look so generic. Okay, so first it's like, I don't know, random black woman with glasses and this like, afro hairstyle, right? I don't know, generic like. And a hobo guy, muscular Viking dude, yeah, and then some kind of Scarlet Witch guy. I mean, like so generic. My god. Oh, look at that. It looks so ugly. Holy shit, this game looks like a failure. Because I mean, taking it to Borderlands 3 though, the gameplay was amazing, but everything with the storyline and the character was so bad. And this even might be her, right? It might be her grown up. Oh my god, it's terrible. Oh my god, it looks so boring. These guys, oh my god, look at her hairstyle. I hate the hairstyle. Oh my god, it's so boring. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's so generic. Oh, you have like some pod racing now? Summoning in pods. This is the best looking character ever, yeah, some like alien waifu going on here. And then of course Claptrap. Now what the problem, like I said, I go back a bit here, is that, yeah, the character looks incredibly boring. And that's the problem, right? Because, again, Borderlands 3, everything with the characterization, the storyline, you know, all the side stuff, or even the quest lines and the story, everything, the writing, the quest logs, everything was just insanely bad, right? Those two twins like ruined the game. Are so bad, yeah. Everything except the actual pure like gun gameplay was just terrible. It was really like two different kind of games. One is made by some genius like perfect combat designer, and the rest is made by some crazy loon vogue shit, whatever. Who knows? I know the hard call it, but it was just bad. It was bad in every regard, right? And see this character here, it looks so generic, it looks so boring. I can tell she's like a siren because of her paint, you know, tattoos, but you can't really tell otherwise what he can do. Like, I have no idea what this guy can do, right? He's so generic. What is his powers? I have no idea. The only thing you can tell is a one big dude. He's a tank, I guess. You know, it looks so bad. Like, it's just, oh god. I feel it's gonna be the exact same shit again, right? Where you're gonna love the gameplay, And then everything else is gonna be... Yeah, it's kind of like Elden Ring, but it's multiplayer co-op something. I see people talk about it, but I think it's the same world, right? Like the same... I mean, I recognize all the areas. Yeah, I recognize the fighting dragon and so on. It feels like you're like fighting stuff on previous classic areas, yeah. I mean, this would probably be really fun though, like a co-op mode for the Elden Ring. Like it's made for co-op. But it looks to be reusing most of the older enemies in Portal. Is it like a free update or something? I guess it's a free update perhaps.
Tragedy must be
free DLC basically. Because yeah, it's...
I need your help.
It's like... Oh, you can fly now? Okay. Oh, interesting. That's a classic tree dragon thing. There's some new enemies here. Yeah. But it seems to be mostly old areas with some new enemies in like... Interesting. This is of course where you fight... I think this is fight him, yeah. This desert. Not like... Yeah. Interesting. Okay, that door is new. Very interesting, interesting. But again, it's a full game, right? It's just like a... Okay, so I read some stuff now, so I can explain what the game actually is. And honestly, I was surprised too. I was like, what is this game? Is it DLC? Is it full-time? Because let me break it down, guys. This is actually what the new Elden Ring is, right? This is a roguelike game, actually. Yes, it's roguelike. So you will pick one of 8 chosen classes, and that's how you start. Then you fight different bosses for the players, and then you're gonna beat and land like a final boss per day, which will give you like, you know, an upgrade to beat and so forth, right? And you can of course pick new weapons and items and so forth, right? Like a roguelike game, and then if you die you have to replay it, right, of course. By doing that you get stronger, but obviously it's like a risk-reward system where you can fight easier or harder bosses, right, depending on what you pick, right? And you basically will cooperate with all the players / us take their stuff, right? So it's a little bit like a weird roguelike PvP, but it's like PvE, but also a little bit PvP in the end, right? So yeah, it's kind of confusing, and the cost will be about $40 probably, like the previous DLC was, right? But it's not an actual DLC then, so you can actually buy this game without owning the other Elden Ring bit. And like I said, right, because this game is a roguelike, so you will start as a new class every time, which means that there is no like, you don't have to have a preset or, you know, a previous character or whatever, right? You just play a new character every time. Then we go to The Witcher 4, and I don't even like The Witcher 3. Oh my god, so the waifu now said. I know it's a waifu. She's arguing to now. Oh, it's just any gameplay. Yeah, so you're playing as a woman now instead. Maybe you heard Volk or whatever. Yes. Is there any gameplay?
To go to the woods. To go to the gods.
No, so it's just a pure cutscene. Again, a pretty bad trailer. Honestly, I don't care, guys. I don't care when they can't give me any real gameplay. But yeah, obviously now you're playing the woman instead, his daughter kind of character. I don't know, there's people call it woke. I don't know. I don't find it too woke. It was like an established character that was like raised by another character, right? I don't find that to be woke per se, honestly. But I don't know. This trailer to me gave me nothing. I honestly have zero hope, right? Since CD Projekt Red has turned into just massively failed, obviously with Cyberpunk. It took them so many tries to get it good, right? And they're so DI affected. I have no hope for this game though. That is a rather issue. Not that this trailer makes me think, oh, it's woke in DI because it's a woman. I don't think that's true. But I know that the company is kind of famous now for all of their directives and so forth. So obviously it's gonna be the animal. Oh, this is interesting. Slay the Spire 2. Yeah, this is interesting. This is probably the game I was excited for. Yes, baby. Slay the Spire 2. F yeah.
You read the book, covering your hands in blood.
Yes! Some new classes. The war is back. The same. Avoid big monster? Okay, it's like a better graphic for the same thing though. He wants to do the same class again though. That's the rogue. Make you stronger, yeah, big monster, exactly. Oh, like a necromancer maybe? Has to be a new class, necromancer. Yes. But yeah, definitely buy this game. Absolutely. Addictive time is coming. The whale dude. Shop bastard. My god. The rogue knife thrower guy. It's probably a fourth class we don't see yet. Probably hidden to the game's release there. Yeah. Ironclad, Silent, Necro Binder. And yeah, exactly. Another new class. Called it fourth. Yes. 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 It looks the same though, with this better graphics. Mostly, yeah. When is it coming though? I'm always gonna buy a game, of course, when it's coming. Insta. This game looks anime. This is probably the most hunted game of all of them. Look at this, it's anime. Oh my gosh, she's so anime. She's just jumping off the roof. Dashabu though. Dashabu, yeah, she can transform something. Dashabu, no problem. Okay, that's a playable cat clearly. Oh my god, what is this song coming in here? What is this song coming out? Oh my god, the waifu! Oh my god, this game is obviously the best game so far. Look at that, yeah, look at that. Oh my god. What is the actual gameplay? It's like a dungeon fight or something. It's like a D&D, but there are waifus. God, that game will be selling millions. Okay. Oh, hot. Elf chick. I still have no idea what the game is about. Or he's a cowboy or something. It's a gunslinger dude. Or he got a woman, of course. Oh yeah. My god, yeah. By her figurine. Oh, it's a flying ship. What is the actual gameplay? No, I don't want to see this like anime. I want to see what is the game about? It's called like dungeon something. What is this game about? Okay, we're jumping into the dungeon. It's like Fortnite. You're jumping into a dungeon fight. This is anime Fortnite. It looks like anime Fortnite. It is anime Fortnite. Over here also surf. Airrock can surf. Some kind of metal thing. Of course, the waifu can fight. Yeah, okay, but that's a kind of ability. Yeah, what is the actual gameplay? The gameplay is probably like a Zelda thing when you run and fight them. The 3D action game. Yeah, Genshin Impact or whatever. What is like what do you think? Like guessing what is this is all these cutscenes. There's like an ability. This is definitely some kind of Genshin Impact. You're gonna run around fighting them. Or he got a big veil or something. Oh my god. God, scary boss enemy. Cutscene time. Oh my god, this guy is edgy, man. Oh my god, edgy anime character. It's like Ragnar. God. Not much gameplay there, seriously. Disappointing. Dungeon fight. Is this like fight with Clive from 16? Yeah, but they have knocked this in 7, so this is probably why he's here. Yes, Tekken with fantasy. People want Tifa, of course, because you got the Ops. But no, they get Clive instead. Not even Jill. Oh, that's like, oh yeah, he's casted. Home casted.
On this, my sword, I swear, to shield the firebird's flame forevermore. Get ready for the next.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Okay, transform into the fire thing, the Super Saiyan fire thing.
New challenger!
It is ridiculous. Like he can use all the gods, man. He got all the summoning powers. Like, how is this thing? Right, can you fight his brother too? Or what is happening? What is the actual like enemy? I want to see the fighting. This is the 16 graphics. Okay, yeah, it's a stage fight. Yeah, this guy coming in with his like lightning sword and turn to fire and like Phoenix fire punching you. Okay, yeah, this. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I guess someone is wolf too. This looks completely bro. If it was actually like his power based, it would be ridiculous. Yeah, I can summon my partner too. Okay, what? Okay. That's good, Clive. You finally win some. Seems to have all the different god summonings from the game, yeah. All of them. Garuda, Titan and so on. Here we go to dodge. Yeah, and Torgal. My god. And now next to Berserker Khazan. This thing actually looks pretty cool actually. When I first saw this, the first trailer of this game. This is the first one, and this is the first like cinematic trailer of Berserker Khazan. It looks like a pretty cool, like, you know, action game. Let's see here. Hopefully it's not too much cutscenes again, but an actual trailer. And I mean, like, you know, actual gameplay trailer. Okay, with body infused, turning into the Berserker. Okay, that story that didn't tell me much. He's out of revenge or something, and suddenly he's some thing to fight. Honestly, why was suddenly some random enemy appeared? Having the doors closed. Perfect fitting, man. Okay, but it's no gameplay. Come on. Jamming a bit, yeah. Or anything gameplay. Okay, that was really uninteresting. That to me was really uninteresting. Disappointing. Yeah, again, honestly, this is terrible. I think that this whole thing is just really disappointing, all of it, because it's like, who cares? I want to see the actual gameplay. We had that one gameplay earlier. I don't really care about a full cinematic trailer, right? This is just pointless to me. It is so many bad trailers this year. The Game Awards is a massive job. Onimusha, I played the first two games, the PlayStation 2. Pretty good games. It's been a while since we saw Capcom. There's an Onimusha game. They even made one of those like Smash copies, you know, once. Yeah, they made that one weird like multiplayer Onimusha game that no one ever plays in Japan. But let's see here. Summoning the souls. Fighting them. Classic execution stance. I mean, it looks pretty good. But it's mostly like just like executions, yeah, like finishers. Oh, here's a boss probably. Fight boss maybe. It's kind of weird. Okay. I mean, it's hard to tell them apart these days. That was probably too short. It's hard to tell them apart these days, these games from the older similar games, right? But Onimusha is interesting because, like I said, Onimusha is quite old. And when I played it the first game, when that was out 20 plus years ago, then it was quite new. You know, this is before we had like Dark Souls and then Neo, of course, which is like, you know, Neo basically is Dark Souls, but in Japan, right? They have Wulong then in China instead and so on. And this game, I mean, it's not like Neo, right? It's like Neo. Then we also had, you know, Ronin and so forth, right? Early this year. So it's kind of weird these days because now this game looks very generic, basically, right? It looks like, oh yeah, I've seen this before now. But like I said, when Onimusha was new, it actually is like older than most of those games, right? But yeah, Capcom has worked for this title for many years now, and honestly, watching the trailer now, it didn't look better than any similar game that I played in the last years. So it's, I don't know. Hopefully they have some new ideas, right? They have some new up-and-coming things. But I'm afraid that they might just make it because they have seen other games, similar games, right, having success. And then they have this old franchise, they revive it, and just try to, you know, make some easy bucks. What do you guys think about the Game Awards, right? So last year, Okami 2 coming out. There was some other games too, like Ninja Gaiden, Remake, or whatever. But yeah, it's like one or two, three games that I think interesting here. Stellar Spire is probably the one that I would actually play the most out of these games. Intergalactic looks incredibly bad. There's so many trailers, like, oh, what is this thing? Way too many trailers again, just like last year, focusing on purely cinematics, right? Not focusing on actual gameplay. I wouldn't say disappointed, because I really don't have any like beliefs before that. You know what I mean? It's like I have no expectations. I was disappointed, but it certainly were very few games that actually were interesting at all. And of course, going back to earlier, the actual awards, like I said in the past, right? You have to be really stupid to believe that the Game Awards isn't rigged, right? That isn't against games like Wukong and Stellar Blade and so on. I mean, the judges, of course, are IGN and GameSpot and Kotaku and so on, right? I mean, it says itself, right? That's the thing with the Anime Award, whatever, right? They're all terrible. But they're kind of very similar, because the Anime Award are also the same thing there. That the judges are also these like bigger magazines or like YouTubers that are very vocal, whatever, right? And then I was like a broken record saying they were like vocal DI or whatever. I agree. But I think it's a great way to summarize it though, because when it comes to context here, right, talking about the early videos, but I mean, we know for a fact, right, that these judges are very, very, you know, they're very extreme, right? Many of them. And we know that they have in the past lied, right, about Wukong and Stellar Blade and so on. So of course they're not gonna win, right? There's no way they're gonna win. And if anything, they've always been like this, that they have been very like Western oriented, right? Because the Game Award, for every reason, is done in the West. If the Game Awards was in Japan, right, and it was a Japanese thing doing it, and everyone from the West would fight there instead, you obviously will have a lot more, of course, Japanese companies winning stuff, right? Even more so than they are. There's, of course, an inherent like issue there that who is running the show kind of thing. But I think it's just like a very... So they've always been kind of against the Japanese companies, right, from the beginning, because they don't, you know, they're competitors, right? And I say that again here, but I think it's a very clear thing that they hate Wukong and Stellar Blade is alright, because it's like, oh no, the women are too sexy or alright, Stellar Blade especially. Oh, Eve is too hot or whatever, they hate it, right, for instance. But then they also hate it because it's like, oh no, it's another Eastern game from Korea or China, right, that are coming against them, and they wanna, you know, push it away, right? They don't wanna admit that games like from China and Korea are better than games from America. I think that's a huge thing about it. And with Japan, they always been like that as well, but I feel like they basically are like, well, I guess we have to improve. Like, I guess they'd rather pick Japan over, like, you know, China or whatever. Yeah, they're like, I guess if you have to pick one of them. But I think overall, just to get what is here as a joke, right? Because I don't even think some of the best games weren't even included, right? I'm very tired, just like in any other award, like the Anime Award and so on. I'm very tired of these people being so bad that they can't even nominate the specific games, right? So you cannot see the same game in every category, right? In best direction, same thing as best game, best art, the same game all the time. It's really, really terrible. I think almost every artist is very bad at that. I think there should be like some rule that you can only be in one category, or it's like you have to be very specific, right? Like I said, Wukong perhaps might be a better game than Stellar Blade, but I think Stellar Blade is clearly a better action game, right? If you're only looking at that metric, Stellar Blade easily wins. So it's like those stuff. I'm so bothered by it too. It's like, Jesus Christ, man! You could have much. There's so many other games released this year that I think were much better. Just some of the games that won their stuff, right? And they weren't even nominated, right? For example, Romancing Saga is a fantastic role-playing game. I would say it's better than Metaphor easily. From an actual role-playing, gameplay mechanic-wise, much better. Like a lot better, actually. Yeah, and I mean, I like Metaphor. I gave it like a 9 out of 10, right? I like it. I reviewed it, but it had some very open... Yeah, Metaphor had some very, very clear flaws. Especially endgame. It was very, very flawed the last 10-20 hours of the game. You have too much days on you in just kind of empty space, and I don't know. The game is really good until like the last quarter or so. Then the game, I think, really actually falls a lot in points there. At least 1 point easily. So I don't know. But I think, again, you have to be a fool, right, to believe in the awards. I mean, I recall it months ago, right? I said it. There's no way they're gonna win. You get real, right? I think it's fun enough people are crying about it, like, this is trying to get real, right? But here we see how the game's coming to, and as always, like, it's an indie game that looks interesting, and then a bunch of, like, Japanese game, basically, and not a single Western game is interesting. If anything, the Western games are appalling, right? Intergalactic, like, why would you buy this game? Jesus Christ. What's wrong with them? At least they want to lose more money, I guess. But anyway, if you subscribe, slap button, have a great day.